For this video presentation, the enrichment groups that we are focusing on are the gifted and talented students. There are three main ideas presented throughout the video. First, it is the government funding and the rights of gifted and talented students. Second is the basic needs of gifted and talented students. And third is the appropriate assessment process for gifted and talented students.
The purpose of the No Child Left Behind Act was to increase the academic achievement of all students. However, the results of this act have been an increased focus on improving the grades of students that are struggling. While we do not believe that this was intentional, it has resulted in gifted and talented students not being pushed to their full potential. The federal government does not have requirements or guidelines for gifted and talented children. In order to accommodate for these kids, some states have created their own gifted and talented programs that are funded either by the state, private organizations, or the school itself. 4 of the 50 states receive full state funding for their schools' gifted and talented programs, seen here in green. Majority have partial state funding, including Texas, seen in purple. Funding is not available for the states seen in orange. Funding is available, but programs are not mandated in the states seen in yellow. There is no funding and no programs in the states seen in red.
Gifted students learn differently, so they should be tested differently. By using Bloom's taxonomy as a model for assessing exceptional students, ensures that the student is being challenged. Bloom's taxonomy includes a 6-year model categories when it comes to assessing the gifted and talented students. The first one is knowledge, which is the recall of specific pieces of information like facts and definitions, such as a sequenced step-by-step process. For example, multiple choice or short answer questions that require retrieval or recognition of information. The third one is application, which is the ability to use practices by converting of abstract content to concrete situations. The fourth is analysis, which is comparison and contrast of the information to personal experiences. The fifth one is synthesis, which is the organization of thoughts, ideas, and information from the content. And the sixth one is evaluation, which is the judgment and evaluation of the information for personal reflection and understanding. There are different types of tests that provides an objective and systematic way for identifying gifted children. The ability and achievement tests. Achievement tests help determine what the students already have learned and if they are more advanced than their level peers. The ability test may be academic, specific, or standardized tests. Ability test is when IQ or cognitive abilities test scores are used to identify gifted and talented students. These tests provide information for the intellectual domain, but it is not helpful in identifying someone with creative, leadership, or other abilities. There are so many ways to reach gifted and talented students in the classroom. One is knowing the student's psychological and social needs. With gifted and talented students, their basic needs is just as important as non-gifted and talented students. For gifted and talented students, it is important to consider their age group and to understand their needs as children first by focusing on the issues associated with normal development. However, knowing the specific need areas unique to gifted students will enhance one's ability to meet their psychological and social needs more fully. One way of doing this is to divide the needs into 2 categories: endogenous needs and exogenous needs. Endogenous needs are those that originate from the characteristics of individual. Exogenous needs exist primarily from the gifted child's interaction with an environment. Providing effective guidance to gifted and talented students and knowing how they deal with social coping is a great way of reaching them. A way to ensure this is by having an open communication with the student, parent, and even the counselor.